Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber, and this subscriber sent a donation. So remember, guys, if you want to guarantee that your question is going to be answered, make sure you click the link below and send me your question and send a donation. All right. So this one says, "Hey, what's up, Mr. Locario? I took your advice regarding these women that have been constantly giving off this vibe of ignoring me and actually decided to attempt to talk to two of them. I actually went out on Friday night about 2 weeks ago and tried to approach some women. The first woman I saw deliberately bumped my shoulder against hers to get her attention, mainly because the music was very loud, and asked her what's happening and if she wanted to get out on the dance floor. She and her friend were standing right by it where the bar was. She just turned to me and gave me this direct dumb blank look after I said it, and then turned back to her friend. I almost wanted to check her on that, but I didn't know what to make from that. Then as a result, instead of wallowing in rejection, I went to the other side of the club since it was kind of packed and tapped on this second girl on the back to try to get her attention. Hard enough to where I'm sure she should have felt my hand. And it was like she just refused to turn around and kept talking to her female friends. I felt like I was in a lesbian bar. I also, sadly enough, noticed there was a lot of other guys sort of sitting way in the back in the corner looking scared to approach these women. So I felt like I had the upper hand. One dude in the club standing near me even suggested I should approach the second chick that I just mentioned. She couldn't hear him, thankfully. It was funny because I was going to do that before this dude even said anything. I don't know if I just seemed overtly tipsy to these women, or if it's just the region I'm in Cleveland, or if they really hate being touched by men who are trying to get their attention. Maybe I will try a 30-something venue instead next time. I just hope that I stop pulling women's numbers who look 30 but in actuality end up being near 50. Anyway, I just don't understand. Never had a woman look me directly in the face and not say anything at all. I was just like, wow, any advice?" All right, so the thing is, when it comes to hollering at chicks in clubs, right, you got to understand that the club, those really big, loud, crowded venues and all that other stuff, those are the hardest situations to pull chicks. Okay, not saying that you can't do it, because you can, but it's the most difficult. And the reason why it's the most difficult is because there's so many different obstacles in that situation that's going to make it hard for you. And this is why I have my audio program. I have a 45-minute audio program called How to Get Girls from the Club Back to Your Place on my Bad Boy membership program. This is why I tell you guys to go to badboymembership.com so you can listen to that and listen to all the other audios. But anyway, so the thing is, what I want to say first about this is that, I'm glad that you actually went out there to try to start talking to some women. But again, I say this all the time, and I'm going to say it a million times more, is that you have to talk to more women. Because you said you went out and you talked to two chicks. You see what I'm saying? And then you said both of them sort of like ignored you. Right? But see, if you would have talked to more women, there would have been women who wouldn't have ignored you. You understand? Because within the game, there's going to be women that you approach and talk to who are not going to, give you any attention. There's going to be girls who they're going to ignore you. There's going to be girls who will talk to you but won't give you the number. There's going to be girls who are going to be on some, bitchy shit. But then there are going to be girls who actually are into you. There's going to be girls who are going to be feeling you. There's going to be girls who are going to be giving you their number, making out with you, all this other stuff, right? So there's, the type of girls who are not going to be into you, and there's going to be the type of girls who are going to be into you. But you're not going to find the girls who are going to be into you if you only talking to two girls. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, in certain situations, you might approach one girl or two girls, and then that one girl or two girl may be into you. But there's going to be a lot of times where those two girls are going to reject you, right? So you got to understand that you got to keep talking to more women. Now, when it comes to the club scene and you approaching women and talking to women, you have to understand that in those situations, since it's really loud in there and it's really packed, the thing is that when you're talking to girls in there, a lot of it has to do with you screaming and like talking really loud in her ear and her talking back to you loud in your ear. So half the time you don't even hear what the hell she's saying. She doesn't even hear what you're saying really good. So a lot of it has to do even sometimes with body language in the club, where you have to sort of get close to a chick. You have to read her vibe of how she's interacting with you. So with these girls, when you were tapping them on the shoulder or trying to get their attention, you understand, it's all about that body language in a lot of cases, since the music's so loud and you can't really hear yourself. You understand? It's you got to feel that vibe. You got to feel that energy. So they were giving you this sort of standoffish type of energy, and that was sort of them telling you that they're not really that interested. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes when you're in a club, you have to really be able to see a chick and be face to face with her in order to get her attention, in order to see what can go down. Because if you're staring eye contact face to face with her and you're starting to have a conversation, or you say something to her, then she has to sort of in some way respond to that. Either she'll like keep walking, like she'll move away from you, or she'll say something back to you, or something's going to happen. But the fact is that you're face to face, so it's going to be a little bit harder for her to ignore you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you got to sort of like approach, if you see a chick at a bar and she's getting a drink and you stand next to her and you're getting a drink or something like that, and then you turn to your side and you start talking to her, you understand, that's a better way to actually try to have that conversation. Now in those situations too, chicks can ignore you too, because chicks will just ignore dudes just because they don't feel like talking to you, and that's just what they'll do. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't necessarily let that get to you, because that's just how certain chicks are going to be. You understand? Like, I've been in situations where I'll be at spots, and I say something to a chick, and some chicks will ignore me, and then sometimes a chick, she'll respond, but I can tell her response where she's not really into it. She's sort of just responding, and she's responding in a way where it seems like she's hoping I don't like continue talking to her. You understand? But I can feel that vibe, and I understand that vibe. You understand? So then I just keep it moving, because I don't want to talk to no chick who's on some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So if she's not feeling me, I'm good. You understand? Like, get the fuck out of here. But the thing is, what I really want to tell you guys is this, though. Going to the club is cool, but what I would suggest that's going to increase the amount of women that you are going to get, is if you go to spots that are like bars and lounges, not like any big, forget the super big crowded stand on the line to get in. There's a million fucking people. It's loud as shit. Forget all those spots. Find spots in your city, in your area, that are like a bar, a lounge, something low key, where they could be playing music or whatever, but the main thing you have to look out for is, can I hear when a woman is talking to me, and can she hear when I'm talking to her without shouting? Seriously, that right there is going to increase the amount of women that you get and the amount of women that you interact with. And a lot of times, even that the vibe of those situations it lends itself more to really getting to this, in a situation where you could really get some chicks' numbers, talk to them, make out with them, all this other stuff, because the vibe is different. See, the club vibe is a very attention whore kind of vibe. You understand? For everybody, for men and for women, it's a very attention whore kind of vibe. It's there's so many women in there. They look good and everything is, they dressed up and all this other stuff, but they're there with all their friends. You got all these other dudes that, certain dudes that be with them and all this other shit, and it's loud. Everybody's dancing. It's packed. So unless you want to go, truthfully, you should be only going to the club If you just trying to dance. If you like dancing and doing all that shit, go to the fucking club. That's cool. You understand? But if you trying to pick up chicks, go to a bar. You understand? Go to a low-key bar. Go to a lounge. Go to one of those, poetry spots or whatever the fuck they are. You understand? Go to those where you can actually talk to women and they can hear you. See, there's a spot, because I live in New York City, right? There's this spot that I go to in Manhattan, on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. It's called Beauty in Essex, right? So if anybody who's listening to this who's in the city, you should check out the spot. But Beauty in Essex is sort of like a mixture of everything. It's like a restaurant and it's also a bar, and then at night it turns into sort of like a club type of thing, right? But what I like about this place is that even though they play music, you understand, the music isn't super loud to where you can't have a conversation with somebody. Like, when I'm there, I can talk to a woman and she could talk to me and I can hear everything she's saying. She can hear everything I'm saying, right? So then since that's, the situation, it's easier for me to, have those conversations and pull the chick and all this other stuff. So what I usually do when I'm there, I sit at the bar, because at the bar they have these little stools or whatever that you can sit at the bar. So what I do is I sit at the bar, but then I don't sit facing the bartender. I sit with my back to the bartender, and then I'm looking out into the place. You understand? So what happens is that I'll sit there and I'm drinking my drink or whatever, and a lot of times women will come up to the bar and buy their drinks or whatever. So I'll literally sit in this place for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half sometimes, depending on how long I want to be there. And as the women come up to the bar, I just talk to them. As they're coming up to the bar to get the drink, we're having a conversation, and then, some chicks, I get their numbers, we do all of that, and then they leave or whatever, they go with their friend and everything like that. And then I'm sitting there chilling. Another girl walks up to get her drink, and I just sit there and talk to her and have a conversation, exchange numbers, all that other stuff. And literally, I'm sitting in one spot just waiting for chicks to come through, and the chicks come through every couple of minutes. You understand? And then sometimes, I'll talk to a girl for maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, get her information. She walks off, goes upstairs, another girl comes, I talk to her. And it's so easy because the way that it's designed, it's easy for me to chill there. It's not super crowded and packed like a regular club. It's not loud as hell like a regular club. You understand? And the women in those situations are a little bit more like receptive to having conversations, because again, it's the vibe of the place. Do you understand? You got to understand that different places and different situations have different vibes, right? Even when we look, let's use the example of online dating, right? Think of Tinder and then think of Match.com or eHarmony, right? When you think of eHarmony and Match, it has a different vibe than Tinder. You understand? When you think of Tinder, you think of hooking up. When you think of eHarmony, it's like, oh, let's date and get married. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a different vibe. When you go to a club, loud, attention whores, drunk chicks, these Jersey Shore douchebag dudes, you understand? It's that vibe. Bouncers and bottles and attention whore shit. You understand? When you're at like a low key bar, lounge, it's chill, it's relaxed. People are drinking wine and shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you go to the more like upscale classy joints, people are just chilling, vibing. It's a different vibe there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you talk to the women there, you understand? You're going to have a whole different vibe. You're not going to have to tap on some chick's shoulder to get her attention, because they're there and their attention is already there on you, because they're there. They're right there. They're willing to have those conversations. Do you understand? So the thing is, there in those situations, a lot of times chicks are a little bit more open. So when you go to the more low key bars, lounges, places, go to a place that plays that has like a fucking band. They have those places where they have those like jazz bands or something like that, where it's just a chill environment. You're going to get more chicks. You're going to interact with more women in those places. You see what I'm saying? Because the club is cool, but it's not really, in my opinion, the greatest place to really pick up chicks. You understand? A lot of times what you're going to get in a club at the end of the night is drunk, these drunk weirdo ass women. You understand what I'm saying? So try to find, a low-key bar, lounge type of spot in your area. You understand? And focus on that, because what you got to focus on is the actual communication and conversations you're going to be having with these chicks. And it's easier to have conversations and communicate with women in those type of environments. And, those type of chicks who are in those environments are just a little bit more, it's just a little bit more like classy, I should say. You understand? Like, it's just a little bit better, in my opinion, than these damn clubs. You feel me? So, let me know what you guys think. If you have a question, make sure you click the link below, and I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.
Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below so you can send me a question and I'll do a video on it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which gives you 7 tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.